It is 8 months into the Rona. Year 0 unofficially began January 30th of 2020. California is mostly on fire as the National Guard struggles to contain forest wildfires. We have rolling blackouts here in Las Vegas every day. Temperatures hit in the triple digits by 11 a.m. Casinos remain closed for the most part, as tourism is non-existent with the second surge. This is also an election year. Before we forget, please subscribe, like, and share. Welcome back for the next installment, Double Fisting 2 G2Cs Part 2. I moved from New York City to Las Vegas in 1996. I was painting and hanging billboards for clients like Marlboro, Beazer Homes, Lowry's restaurant chain, and the local casinos. I was also welding old billboard structures that needed refurbishing. Living most of my adult life in New York, no decent citizen could own a firearm due to the restrictive gun laws. In Vegas, there were taggers who would graffiti the billboards and would take pot shots at you if you cleaned up their graffiti. Within a month in Vegas, I picked up a 12-gauge Mossberg pump shotgun and a Taurus 357 Magnum revolver. Gosh, that was old school loadout. At the end of 1999, I purchased a Glock 22C in .40 Smith & Wesson. It came with 2 high-capacity magazines, each carrying 15 rounds. The C stands for compensated, as the barrel was ported and the top of the slide was milled open as well. I got some Trigicon night sights and a Phobos Kydex holster for it. The .40 packed a wallop, and I carried spear gold dot ammo for self-defense. That same ammo that local law enforcement carried. 30 rounds of spear gold dot was plenty for self-defense. In 2000, the local community experienced a turf war with the drug gangs. The war from LA spilled over into Vegas. There were gangland murders near UNLV and McCarran Airport. The Glock 22C was my everyday carry. 9/11 finally happened in 2001. High security was in full swing. The United States instated Homeland Security powers. We invaded Iran and Afghanistan. Life became the green zone norm, and the gang wars just disappeared as the supply of narcotics dried up from south of the border. In 2007, I just came back from my assignment at the Space Coast in Florida. The offices of Taurus was based out of Miami, and the manufacturing was carried out by Taurus Forjas of Brazil. That's when I picked up a first-generation Taurus PT145, chambered in .45 ACP. Here I am, demonstrating a striker fire pistol with a safety selector switch. Up for safe, down for fire. All Glocks do not have this safety selector switch. Once broken in, this Taurus had a very good trigger for a striker fire pistol. It had one design flaw, later discovered by some hack who was messing around. The shooter took the trigger to the wall as so, held it there for no good reason, and engaged the safety. Holster weapon and forget. The hack would place shooting finger again to the trigger without disengaging said safety, pulling the trigger, dropped hammer, discharging the weapon. Big ouch. The slide is locked in place. At the time, Taurus had a lifetime warranty. Anything wrong, just return the product. There is also a product recall for the Millennium Pros. The newest iteration fixed the safety selector switch. Did I return my PT145 for that update? It's obvious in my video I did not. I don't have the penchant to be dumb enough to hold a live trigger to the wall and then engage the safety. It's not rocket surgery, dear heart. So says the guy returning to Vegas from the Space Coast of Florida in 2007. Then, the panic of 2008 happened. Guess what? I used the PT145 as my everyday carry till 2015. Brazil has an aerospace industry that experienced its third growth spurt from 1996 to 2007. We're not dealing with a third world banana republic. In fact, Beretta of Italy struck a licensing deal with the government of Brazil to manufacture military-grade arms for the armed forces of Brazil, so long as the tooling and know-how employed indigenous engineers and skilled labor. Lastly, these arms were never sold to the Brazilian public. That all changed in 2019, where limited sales were permitted to private citizens. All in all, these PT-100s were intended for use by military police and the armed services of Brazil. Let's fast forward to year 2020. Beretta was pushing its M9A3 pistol through Army trials, but Sig Sauer won with its M17 pistol. Any civilian can purchase the M9A3 Beretta pistol along with 3 17-round magazines. It is designated Beretta 92X. I repeat, 92X, with a street price of around $800. Sig Sauer also sells its M17 pistol to the civilian market. It is designated as the P320 pistol. I'm going to repeat, P320, with a street price of around $650. That includes 2 17-round magazines and night sights. Sales taxes will set you back about $700. On the other hand, Taurus pistols are now manufactured in America. Its factory is located in Bainbridge, Georgia. Surely the defective safety lawsuit set Taurus back by 39 million buckaroos. However, Taurus may not care much about the Brazilian civilian market, but the American consumer appears to be its main bread and butter. So Taurus USA made a decision. It is in the American market to stay for good. Relocating its manufacturing to Bainbridge was a smart marketing move. It told its valued customers that Taurus was ready to invest in American quality and American labor. A G2C pistol could be had for $2 and change. I acquired 2 in the 9mm flavor, which included 4 13-round magazines. It was that or 2 high-point pistols. Lessons learned by 9/11 attacks and the 2008 panic. Be prepared. Wouldn't it be nice if 100% of the people in the world were truly kind and considerate? Wouldn't just make your day if people say to you, yes please, yes thank you, have a nice day good sir, I promise not to rob and kill you. But that's too much to ask, and you have the right to self-defense. To make a long story short, you end up clocking a dirtbag or two. Self-defense. What happens next? That $700 Sig Sauer, it's going to the evidence vault. That $800 Beretta, you used it for self-defense, well, it's going to be locked up. And it's going to be some 3 years, possibly 5 years before you get it back. But you're out almost a solid $1,000. No problems. Get yourself another gat, fork up another $1,000. But the shelves in gun shops today seem to be cleaned out these past couple of months. It's an election year. It's the Rona. Hordes of hundreds of thousands are being laid off. Make up any cool excuse. But you know what? Be prepared. Plus, be flexible. Makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. I pulled the trigger with the purchase of 2 G2Cs for the price of less than 1 Glock. It's made in America, extra magazines are cheap and available, design, fit, and function is solid. So I'm being flexible, I'm learning to adapt to the situation, to the environment. Best of all, it's tiny for everyday carry. Ever had a chunk of metal pinned to your hip all day? I had a large Glock 22C for an EDC. After 2 hours, it was an insufferable pain. It made me limp funny. Its big-ass grip printed your gut like a billboard on the Vegas Strip. It tells everyone, even the bad guys, you're carrying concealed. The G2C is the right size, the right weight. Heck, you can dual carry for the New York reload. Plus, to avoid walking one-sided, it's easy on the sciatica. Always good to have a backup for your main weapon. Even better when your backup is the same as your main. Heck, parts are interchangeable. That $5,000 1911, forget about it. Forget about it. Clip a dirtbag with a 1911 and you might as well dig 2 graves. Your local DA prosecutor would love to EDC your $5,000 1911. Okay, I've been chewing on your ears for some time now, so I'm going to give my gums a rest. Enjoy the remainder of the video, and I'll get back to you when I sign off. Just a little trivia. Did you know that the Vatican of the Roman Catholic Church is the single entity that owns the most real estate in the entire world? And did you also know that Beretta of Italy is so old that it made its start crafting bows and arrows, spears and shields, battle axes and swords during the Dark Ages? The Vatican is the single largest stakeholder of Beretta of Italy, even though Beretta of Italy is a private company. In this modern age, protecting the Vatican's real estate holdings requires vast military resources. Guns. Go figure. Thank you for watching Double Fisting the Greasy Twos. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. What? Wait, what? Where's the bang bang? Can't have a gun video without the trigger time, right? During this Rona and shelter in place, I'm seeking a local range that will allow me to film some range time. If it's not one logistical headache, it's going to be 3 or 4. But hang in there, buds. We'll get some kiss kiss bang bang for you. Till then, be well, be prepared.